Good morning. Let's have some fun today. I was going to put this together for you as a tutorial, so here we go. This is a block for the Star Table Runner. I've shown you in another video how to put the points on. I'll link that in the comments later, and also the one for the binding. The first thing you want to do is cut yourself a piece of backing fabric. And I've used this Henry Glass fabric. It's Henry Glass. Let's see if there's something on here. Simply Christmas by Mary Jane. Simply Christmas. You may or may not be able to still get this. So what you want to do is cut yourself a 12.5-inch square of fabric. And the first thing you're going to do is fold it in half. And I want you to press it going across. And then you're going to fold it in half the other way, and you're going to press it going across, and then you're going to fold it on the points, and you're going to press it. Don't go in the center here, just press along this edge, run your iron right to that point, and then call it a day, okay? Then you're going to press it again, folding in the opposite direction. So what you've done is you've created a grid on your fabric. And you'll excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so I came down with it Sunday and I'm still kind of croupy. I'm going to show you how to make these little bits and pieces and how to place them on your background so that you have some fun with it, okay? So I'm going to set this aside for just a minute. So we have this folded and we've got that background done. Okay. I'll set that out of the way. Now, here's how. Well, let me start with this. You're going to need some Pellon 805 Wonder Under. This is what you're going to get. Okay, it's an iron-on, and one side is paper and the other side is an adhesive. It's very lightweight. It's a lightweight fusible. So I want you to go and get your cookie cutters. Get your cookie cutters out, and you're just going to trace around that using a Sharpie marker, okay? Just go all the way around, whatever your cookie cutter is, whatever, this can be any shape you want it to be. This is what I had, okay? So I've got a mitten and a little gingerbread boy, which I will decorate. I've got some old-fashioned stars, some diamonds, some newer cutters. You could even use just a simple round ring off a canning jar, works beautifully, and I will show you a little bit later how to make use of that. You can use it to fussy cut a particular fabric that you like. You could stitch a strip set and then cut it, and you'll look like you have a beautiful ornament, okay? There's kind of a snowflake looking one, Christmas trees, some leaf designs, okay, some holly designs. So those are just some ideas for you. You look through your cookie cutters and see what you have that is fun for you to work with, and you'll want to have 4 motifs if you're going to do this way. You'll want to have 4 of each of these, and you just cut them out, and you just rough cut them because we're going to press them onto the back of the fabric. Okay, now for the gloves, for the mittens, I've got a little band here. Well, I don't want to sew all those on, cut them and sew them afterwards. So I sew a strip of fabric, the width that I wanted. I cut this 1 inch, so it'll finish up about a little less than 3/4 of an inch. It'll finish up because we're just going to top stitch these on. Any way that you like. You can do them by hand, you can do them by machine, just a simple top stitch around. Make it easy, okay? It's just a table topper. We're having fun. Okay, so we have our strip sewn onto the back, and then I'm going to just trim this down so it's not hanging over on my ironing pad here. I'm just going to rough trim it a little bit because we don't need all that extra on there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it where I want it. And then I'm going to bring my iron over and I'm going to press it. So stick it on here, press, okay. Grab my iron. And when you press this Pellon, please make sure that the sticky side is down and that the paper side is up, and you're pressing on the paper side, or you're going to make a mess of your iron. We don't want to do that. Excuse me, let me put a cough drop in. I'm talking now, and now I'm going to be a coughing mess. Okay, and I'm just going to let this iron isn't very hot, so it's not going to scorch my fabric. And I'm just going to let it sit there for a minute and heat that up. Okay, put that back. Now, I've got that on there. I'm just going to rough cut around it so I can have a piece that's easier to work with. Okay, and we'll set that aside. And then I've got some other fabric over here. I'll grab it for the gingerbread boy. And this is old fabric, but it's great for a gingerbread man. I'm just going to cut myself a chunk that's about that big. Doesn't have to be neat. Okay, and I will bring my iron back over. And let's get that pressed on. First, I'm going to press out my fabric a little bit. Okay, and we have the paper side up, not the sticky side. Don't want to glue that iron. Okay, you don't want to scrub your fabric with this. You pretty much want to just set it down and press it on. That's going to melt the adhesive into your fabric. And then let it cool for just a bit before you start cutting it up. Okay, that part is done. Now, while this one's cooling, I'll start trimming this one up. Use some sharp scissors because it just makes it a lot easier. Okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to stress over this. If you're not a color in the lines kind of person or not real steady, just take your time and it'll come together for you. These are so much fun to make. They go together so fast, and you can get real creative with them and do all kinds of different things. So, okay, there's our little mitten. Okay, now we're ready to cut our gingerbread boy. You can see how fast these go together, and then I will later, after I get these stitched on, I will put some rickrack on the gingerbread boys. And you can see I wasn't real neat about my tracing, but you just know where to cut. You can see where you need to cut, and just get around there. And anyway, I'll get some cute rickrack and decorate them up, and maybe some black buttons. I'm not sure, we'll see. And these little guys are a little bit more fiddly to cut than the mittens, but that's okay. All right, we are almost done here. I love these scissors. They are awesome. Okay, nice and sharp. Let's get rid of this so we have a nice clean place to work. Okay, now we've got our mittens back here. I'm going to start with the mittens first, and you can do a couple things. I just bend an edge over and it'll let you peel that paper right off. And the adhesive sticks right to the back, so you don't have to worry about that. And you want to kind of lay it in so it's touching both edges of that crease that you've made, okay? And don't iron anything down till you get all your pieces set where you want them, because that's just gonna make a mess if you have to move something. You don't want to do it after the fact, okay? And there's no need to save those paper pieces. You can just get rid of them, the backings. Okay. And we'll get another one going here. Come on, crack off. There we go. You can use a pin too. Sometimes getting a pin under there will help you start the edge, which I might need to do on this one. And I'll just go like this, and that'll split it. Then I can tear it off. This one doesn't want to come off as easy as the other did. Okay. Well, of course not, because I'm doing a demonstration, right? Okay, we're almost there. All right, we got that one off. Now, we can adjust these out. I don't want them exactly touching each other, but I want them kind of to create that little square bit in the middle. Okay, we'll do that again. So I just scratch it with the pin. Not hard, it just takes a little scratch, and that'll split the paper, and then you can tear it off and it'll peel off easily. Another tip, if you're going to do mittens like this, make sure you iron your piece towards the mitten area, the little cuff. Okay, so we kind of like that. I'll put that up just a little bit more. Okay, I like that. Now, we'll get our little gingerbread men, and we'll do the same thing and cut those, and we've got them all ready to go. So we'll just peel the backs off them. Put that paper in the trash. The paper gets electric and it wants to stick to your hands. Okay, now this is going to be one of the points on our star. So when you're putting this on, leave yourself enough room on this edge that you can put binding on there. So think about binding being on there, and don't put your gingerbread man all the way up here. Okay, that won't work. It needs to be kind of down close to the mittens, but not too close, and leave yourself plenty of space there. Excuse me. Okay, let's do the next gingerbread man. I've done so many of these. You can use English paper piecing if you have a block that you like and you want to do some English paper piecing, but you don't want to do a whole quilt and you just want to get it on a table topper. You can do that. The other thing about this too is you don't have to make this a star. It can just be a square table topper. That's perfectly fine too. If you want to do the star, you go ahead and put the points on and make it a star. But if you just want a little square table topper, this is a quick and easy one to do. Okay, we're getting our little gingerbread men on there. They're cute. This is a Riley Blake fabric that I got down at Anna Lee's shop, Daydreams Quilt and Sew. And you can find her on the web at daydreamsquilt.com, daydreamsquilts.com. Okay, so I think we've got everybody on there the way we want them. And the next step in this process is to just press them into place. So I'm going to slide this over here, move this over so you can see it better, and then I will just get the iron and we'll press. Okay, so now it's very important at this point not to slide your iron. You'll notice I pick it up and I put it down. Okay, and you want to make sure that you adhere these well. So, you know, give them time, give that glue time to melt through to the background fabric, and really adhere these pieces for you. I'll go back afterwards and press it again. Okay, now, all right, I need, oh, it's over here, of course. Let me grab it. Okay, I need a 5-inch square because we're going to make our tips for this one. I'll cut them out for you so you can just see that. So to make the, I might be able to get it out of that. Is that wide enough? It is. Score. Okay. We're cooking with gas, kids. Let me get rid of this little nip here. Okay. To make the tips, as you remember, we needed 2 5-inch squares. I'm going to stand up and cut this because I don't have leverage when I'm sitting down. So pardon me. Okay. We'll get rid of that. Get rid of this and this little bit here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut across this just like this. We're going to go from point to point. And you remember when we did this before, these points are going to be on the outside of this. I'll show you how to get those on. So you have your point like this. Well, you want to line it up, so you're going to fold this right sides together. Actually, you can fold it either way you want. Probably be better to fold it wrong sides together. And then you can line it up with that mark that you made before when you were folding your background fabric for your placement on your placing your bits and pieces. Okay, so you're going to do that on all 4 sides, and as you stitch that on 1/4 inch and you fold it out, you can see you've created your star point. So later today, I will do that. I'll top stitch all of these around. I'll stitch these points on, and I'll post a picture of it in the comments for you, okay? I hope that was helpful and fun, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.